Let's talk clear shots as we watch Jackson Parsons of the Kitchener Rangers versus the London Knights. This is the added bonus of save fundamentals when they try to beat you short side high. How do you handle that? So this guy can play. This is a unsigned draft pick, right? He's an undrafted signed player by the Ottawa Senators. So for the 2025-26 season, he will be a pro, maybe in Belleville, might start in the East Coast League, but real good signing by Ottawa. So let's get into this. So they're going to move the puck to the flank. We got right-hand shot, left wing. London's on the power play. So what do we see? What is this? This is a clear shot. Your read as the goalie, right? Your read as the goalie is this player is, right, he's shooting, okay? All right, so as the player kind of drives off the flank, gets the puck in a shooting position, what are his options? In goal, you've got to be able to play the shot, right? And then I'm going to change colors here. And you also got to play options. So you might have an option through 85, right? He might have a shot pass to the net front guy, or he's got this pass here, and he's always got the pass back to the point to Cowan. All right, Cowan's a draft pick of the Toronto Maple Leafs. So you have to play all these situations, all right? So what do you see from Jackson's depth? His protect the net depth, right? Let's get rid of all this, right? He's kind of got heel on the post here. I really like this. This is intelligence for me. This is what smart goaltending looks like. He's in position to play everything. Now, you can say, well, isn't he kind of deep, Coach Rick? Well, not really, because really, how wide is the net from this angle? It's not 6 feet wide anymore. It might be maybe 3 feet wide at the most, right? Let's call it 3.5. So you don't need an abundance of depth here to get away from home. So this protect the net depth right here is perfect, all right? And this is what smart guys do. You understand how much net is available to the shooter based on the angle. And this is almost underneath the dot or even with the dot. So how wide's the net? Next time you're in practice, just put a puck on the circle. Go have a look and see how wide the net is. Tie some ropes around the post. Go see how wide the net is. So this with heel on post depth, right? Any square, which is really good, is really smart goaltending. This guy is high and he's an intelligent guy and he's got some skill. All right. So his read is this guy's shooting right here. So what do? You just hold your depth and you make your save. Now, Jackson's is, as I've said before, he's a down with, right? He's down with the shot and then he reacts, all right? So he's not down first, save second. He's down with. You can almost sense his shoulder starts to get up before his knees completely hit the ice. And this guy has skill. So when they try to beat you between your elbow and your ear, how do you make that save? So you leave your head exactly where it's at, all right? Leave your head where it's at, and you get your shoulder up, all right? So leave your head there, get your shoulder up, and go get it. This is really good fundamentals, something to practice. This puck doesn't hurt. Just have people take wrist shots, try to beat you short side high. Leave your head there, be a down with guy, up with the shoulder, and go make the save. That's a really well executed, clear shot scoring situation saved by Jackson Parsons with the added bonus of a save selection, right? That short side shoulder save when they try to beat you between your ear and your elbow. Well done. Okay, let's have a little fun here. I found some highlights of myself playing for the Toronto Maple Leafs versus the New York Rangers. This is from 1993. So, video is poor. The goaltending is somewhat old school, but the philosophy and how to play things are the same. So the save selection might be a little different. It's going to start with a low, high out, good save, slap shot, blocked, rebound, good save, different technique, like I said, but philosophy is the same. So let's get into this. So what do you see when it comes right off the bat here, right? The play's over here, not in a real threatening position. What do you notice about the way I'm standing? Okay, so somewhat down set, ready to receive, all right? And there is an option on the far side of the ice. So my feet are flat, shoulders more respectful of the puck, just like we talk about in today's games. All right. So as the player circles up, comes back, so you can see right over here. Here's the option on the wide side of the ice. Right. Here's the option on the same side of the ice. So feet are flat. Very good on the low, high, out. How do you play that? Right. So I was a middle first guy, so I slightly went to the middle, then out. How aggressive can you be and still be set? All right, comes in all over that one. Now, I'm an old school guy. I could not butterfly. All right, so could not butterfly. I was a little bit of a leaner. You can see the lean, right? So I'm leaning stick side, right? So I make somewhat of a kick save. You don't see many of those. You don't see any of that stuff, right? Toe over. Anyway, that's the way most of the people played. Most of the goalies played in my era. It was just starting to change to a butterfly, but most people played kind of kick save and a beauty, toe over. So make the save on 16, rebound goes to the middle. I recover. This is Brian Leetch, Hall of Famer. He's going to come in and unload. This is Jamie McCowan. Nice block. So this turns into a rebound scoring situation. The puck is right here. So one off McCowan. And it's going to go to this guy right here who's going to track it. And that's Noonan. All right, gets it on one hop, puts it at the net. And I come across. So how do you play a rebound? So this is a rebound scoring situation. I have to react like it's not going to get blocked. So I'm out, aggressive, right? Recover on my feet. Now the puck pops here. So what do you see, right? So the rebound, right, did not beat my eyes. My eyes are on this, right here. So now what's got to happen, right? So my job as the goalie is to protect the net. So I'm going to take the shortest route possible to the middle of the new angle. Where those lines intersect, that's kind of where I've got to get to. Now the technique's a little different. Like I said, I couldn't butterfly, so this old school stack the pads. But the route is the same. The philosophy is the same. I'm on this, all right? I got to take an angle back to the post, which I do, right? I've got to get in the middle of a new angle, which I do. How I get there is a little bit different, right? Just a little bit different. So I come over, stack the pads, get a strong piece of that, and make the save on Noonan again. So that's a rebound scoring situation after a low, high, out, where the philosophy is the same, right? The thinking is the same. The only thing that's different is the save techniques. So you're watching myself, Rick Wamsley of the Toronto Maple Leafs from 1993 versus the New York Rangers. Let's have a little fun here. Let's put an NHL clip in here as we're watching Andrew Hammond from the Ottawa Senators. This is about 3 or 4 years ago when I was coaching the Senators, maybe 5 years ago. This clip also appeared on year 1 of the subscription, but I wanted to make sure the new subscribers sees this because there's so many good things in here. So this is an NHL guy. I had the distinct pleasure of coaching Andrew in Binghamton and Ottawa, like I said. So here we go. So this is Ron Hainsey, who's now with the NHLPA, doing a great job. He's going to kind of net drive down he's going to net drive down like this. All right, he's going to get to a point where he's going to make a play. Now, in goal, like we talk about, you got to be able to play shot. Come on, Rick, get your arrows going. Right, you got to be able to play shot, but also, right, you have to play options. So you have to position yourself to play everything. So he's got a shot there, right? He's got a potential, arrows don't want to work, he's got a potential deflection there. He's got a potential east-west slot power play to the middle, right? He's also got an east-west pass all the way to the other side. Okay, so you got to position yourself to play all this. All right, so let's clear all that. So what do you see from Andrew here? All right, I love this depth. All right, this depth is excellent. He's playing everything. And what's the other thing? My favorite, and we talked about this with Andrew. He had a little bit of an issue of getting set. So down, set, ready to receive. All right, all good. Now, Andrew has a little bit of a fingers up guy, which I'm not a fan of, but if you can catch the puck as a coach, I don't care. If you can catch it, why do I want you to catch it better? So Andrew had great hands. That's one reason why we signed him out of Bowling Green. He could catch. So as long as his hands are kind of reasonable in that 9 o'clock, 3 o'clock, I'm okay. All right, so now, all right, so Hainsey's going to decide to pass the puck all the way over, all right, all the way over to here, all right? So I think, sorry, let me clear that. I think Hainsey is passing all the way over to here. Andrew thinks, all right, Andrew thinks he's passing it for the slot power play. So that's what he plays. So we go frame by frame. There's the pass there, all right. 9 does a Mahalik, right, does a really good job of getting the stick. All right, so he takes away the slot power play, but the pass goes all the way through. But what do you see with Andrew, right? So he's playing this pass here, all right, which is reasonable, right, which is really good. So that play doesn't happen. He's fully down. Now he's in no position to play Jordan Staal, who is all the way over here, right, all the way over here on the east-west pass. So what do we see? So when the first play doesn't happen, all right, what do you see with Andrew? What moves first? Look at his head here. Look at this head. Look how he is looking at this guy all the way over here. And that tells you where you need to go. It tells you how much trouble you're in and what's going to happen next. So with the look, right, with the look becomes, when you look, you see a little bit of a shoulder change, right? When you look, it changes your angle, your shoulders. Andrew gets into full recovery mode now, okay? So he's going to, right, he's going to get his right foot ahead of the shoulders while he's looking at it, all right? All right, what doesn't change, he doesn't take his eyes off the puck, right? He gets his right foot ahead of his shoulders while he's looking at it, and here's another change, right? He's getting in the middle of the new angle. So this is to die for, okay? So he's beat, right? He's beat because he's playing the guy in the slot, all right? But he's competitive, and this is what you have to be as a goalie. You got to compete, right? And if you have a little bit of knowledge of what shooter sees, you can get in the right spot and make the save. So when the replay changes the angle, you can see how far Andrew is behind this play. Okay, so we already got through the recovery. You can see him looking through the D, and he comes across and makes a save at an angle back to the post. So he's going to go from here, right? Your choice as a goalie, and we want to be smart goalies, right? Your choice as a goalie, if you go like this, you're dead. If you go like this, you have a chance, okay? All right, you want to get in the middle of this new angle as quick as you can. So if I can draw a line here, this is Jordan Staal, right? This is Jordan Staal. There's where he's going to shoot. Your job as the goalie is to get in the middle of that new angle. Where those lines intersect, that's where you got to get to, all right? Now, let's put in, now what does shooters see, all right? When Jordan gets this pass, right, and he looks right here, what's he see? He says, oh my God, I got an empty, look how much net he's got. All right, and I'm telling you, 9 times out of 10, this guy is going to put this puck right in the middle of the net. If you know that as a goalie, you can use that in getting across. You know that. Where's that puck going, right? So Andrew has active hands coming across as he sees it, right? Active hands coming across as he sees it. And where's it going? It's going right in the middle of the net, right? So sometimes, all right, all these great saves aren't exactly great shots. So if Jordan Staal, if he takes his pucks and he tinks it off the post and in, God bless him, right? Nothing you can really do about that. But most guys, I've watched many East-West scoring situations. This isn't a one-timer because the pass wasn't that great. This is more of a catch and shoot, so it gives you a little bit of time to get across, but most guys shoot right in the middle. And if you know that as a goalie and you try to get there and you have active hands, it's amazing how many great saves you can make just by getting something in the middle of the new angle. So that's really well done. That's a long east-west pass, but one of my favorites of all time. Andrew Hammond, when he was playing for the Ottawa Senators versus the Carolina Hurricanes.